So tonight I'm going to be doing this not necessarily looking at the camera because I am working on a pattern. But, what I want to talk to you guys tonight is how women have the same issues with seduction that men do. I ran across this issue on Reddit about 2 days ago. This guy was complaining about how girls don't really, they avoid him, according to him. And so I got on there and I figured, okay, if your problem is with girls, then you don't need a whole bunch of guys telling you telling you to go work out, go tan, whatever. You need a girl to give you advice. So I got on there and I put in my 2 cents. There were already plenty of people asking for a picture and asking what kind of hobby he does. I read the majority of the comments and I put down that as a girl I wanted to see his picture. And then I went on to tell him about a little victory that I had against my social anxiety, which inadvertently landed me a phone number. Not a big deal. Because my goal for that night was not to get anybody's phone number. My goal for that night was to just sit in the bar in a crowded place for as long as I could without having a panic attack. And I was just really proud of myself that I was able to sit in the bar not really freaking out. I only knew one person, and that was the bartender. And I had a fairly good time. But after I was telling him all this, he said, "You're a girl and you managed to hit on a guy. Big deal." For me, this is a huge deal because, as I've talked to you guys before, I have social anxiety, which means I cannot it just scares the living crap out of me to talk to people that I don't know very well. And so he asked for Jack Straight with no ice. And I could tell that he wasn't from around the town that I was in because he was dressed nicer than what I was used to seeing for that area. And I figured he was a student at the school. And so when he was asked if he wanted ice with it, he said no. And then he got handed his plastic cup with Jack Daniel in it, and he said, "What's with this?" And I said, "We don't have glasses here. We're a podunk little town. And you're going to want ice in that. It's warm." He was like, "It'll be okay." Later on, he came back and he wanted ice in his drink. But anyway, that's not the point of this. I basically went on to tell the guy that I'm typically the type of girl that people see and they look at, but they don't really approach. Mainly because my body language portrays that I'm uncomfortable and that I'm self-conscious. And he went on to say, "I don't believe that when I see all of these obese girls being picky about who they're going to go home with and all this other stuff." And somebody else brought up, not all women can be empathetic. And I said I watched my brother and quite a few of my friends struggle with girls in school. I've been laughed at when I asked somebody if they wanted to hang out. And so I understood their feelings and I was able to empathize with them. And he said, "You must not look that amazing if you're having trouble with guys." So I ended up posting a 2-year-old picture of myself to prove him wrong. And I told him that I've worked way too hard on myself to let him say that without me proving him wrong, without putting up a little bit of a fight. He then went on to ask me if he could add me on Facebook. And so I automatically said that I deleted my Facebook because I have. I haven't had a Facebook for a few months now, and I love it. It's probably the best decision I've ever made. Now, if this takes off, I'll probably reactivate my Facebook and make an account strictly for the YouTube stuff. But he said, sure, basically not believing me. And then, I went on to say, you've been making me angry all afternoon. You insulted my advice and my physical appearance, which after I proved you wrong, you want access to my Facebook to more than likely masturbate to the rest of my pictures. No wonder you're having problems with women. Because I was the only girl in this thread giving him advice. When he ends up sending me a picture of himself the next day. And I tell him, you look like you're unhappy. You look like you're not pleased with your lot in life. Your hairline is not that bad. Your features are not that bad. You just look like you're upset. You need to change your attitude. You need to change your mindset. And then he said, yeah, but let's be honest, you wouldn't go out with me if I asked you to. I'm like, just get out of your pity party. That is what's making you super unattractive, because you're wanting me to feel sorry for you, and I don't. Because I was at that point too, and I just decided to completely change my outlook. A mental overhaul is a really hard thing to do. There are days when I'm just like, I just want to lay in bed and not do anything. I don't want to go over to the apartment behind me and talk to the guy that I'm going to room with next year about stuff. I just want to stay in bed and stare at the ceiling. But I get out of bed, because then there's this other part of me that's like, don't be lazy. Get the hell out of bed. You got crap to do. And so I get out of bed. And I'm immediately happier because of it. And, really the only thing I was trying to tell that guy is just keep trying. Learn from your mistakes. And even if you fail, no one can tell you that you didn't try. And that's what I want you guys to take away from this too. If there's something that you want to do, go out and do it. Because nobody's going to come up and hand it to you. Nobody's going to hand any great opportunities to you. You have to work for it. If you're a really good singer, or you think you're a really good singer, go ahead and post a couple videos to YouTube. Link me to them. I will be happy to watch them and tell you what I think. I have a friend on here, her username is Critter Creator, and she has a YouTube channel, she has an Etsy account, she makes dolls, and other items, and she's a fantastic craftsman. And I am more than willing to help her boost her ratings. I'm more than willing to help her boost the amount of business that she gets on Etsy. I have an Etsy account as well, and I've been to conventions with her, and I've helped her sell her things. I will try to upsell her stuff before I try to sell mine. And that isn't me being that person of, I don't really know what you want to say about it. It's not that I don't think that my stuff is good, because I'm still getting back in the habit of doing certain things, but she's light years beyond what I can do. And so I suggest to people, okay, for example, she just recently started doing pearly beads. She made this for me for my birthday because I'm a huge fan of Doctor Who. I absolutely love Doctor Who. And the top comes off. And it's fantastic. I love this thing. And the light on top is made with glow-in-the-dark pearly beads, and it glows. And this is just, it's a great thing, and I absolutely love it, and I appreciate that she took time out of her day to make this for me. She actually made this for me when I was home last visiting, and I helped her make it for the most, well, I helped her do the bead part, but the rest of this she did on her own, and I was so happy. And I'm gonna link her Etsy and her DeviantArt in the doobly-doo, and I'll link my Etsy and my DeviantArt in the doobly-doo, even though there's nothing in my Etsy right now because I'm kind of broke. But the only advice I can give to you consistently is just try, keep trying, because nobody can tell you that you didn't try. And I really hope you take that away from this. Thanks for watching. If you liked the video, please subscribe. And if you need help with something, please email me, because I will be more than willing to help you. Have a good evening.